Alright guys, what's up? Pat here again. Grateful, recovering alcoholic and addict. Let's try this again. I made some bullet points tonight, so maybe I can get my message a little clearer and not be quite finish points before I move on to the next tangent. But the topic of tonight's video is how I got clean, how we can get clean, how you can get clean. Well, what worked for me anyway, and I hope I know it can work for you if you're willing to give it an honest shot and do it for real. So. Uh, Number one, prayer. Find your higher power. Talk to him. Okay, be real. Get honest. You know what I mean? It's important. This is a brutal disease, and then you know, I don't want to get into I'm trying to I'm trying to be more about the healing and the recovery than it is about the history. But just so you know, anybody new who hasn't seen any of my prior videos, I was in active alcoholism and addiction for 40 years. I traded alcohol and drugs for harder drugs, and then those hard drugs for harder drugs, until I got to the point where I was, hooked on heroin, and for the last 7 8 years fentanyl, and then rock cocaine, everything. I've done everything, but again, what really brought me to my knees was the heroin, fentanyl. The physical addiction of that is just you guys know, anybody that's in it, But again, it doesn't matter what your drug of choice is. Addiction is addiction. Alcoholism is addiction, and addiction kills, man. It's killing you. It's trying to take your soul. I've been dead twice. You know, thank God. God's brought me back. Every time. Uh, you know. So, alright, for me, a few months before I got clean, I was asked to say a prayer one night, and, I figured it couldn't hurt, right? I was pretty miserable, and, still, outwardly happy, but, miserable. I know I was killing myself, and, again, 40 years is a long, long time, you know what I mean? I'm getting up there, I'm not spring chicken, as I keep saying. And there's not a real long life expectancy in addiction, and I'm one of the very lucky, rare people that made it as long as I did, and that's only because not for anything I did. That's because God was with me all along, even when I thought He wasn't. For all those years that I thought I was so alone, pushing anybody that cared about me away, because that's what addiction does. We know that. I thought I was convinced I was alone and I had, nobody, nothing, and I didn't deserve anybody, nothing. But, God was with me the whole time. 40 years of active addiction, and I'm healthy as can be. As a matter of fact, when I went and got Mom on Sublocade now, which is, basically an opiate blocker. It's an injection you get once a month. That way I can't manipulate it and play with it. I feel a little better that way. I take it out of my hands, just like I do with my life. I've turned everything over to God, and, and as far as, God forbid I take my will back sometime. At least I got that Sublocade, so I can't fall back, because I got a little bit of clean time now, and this is the most. And for those of you trying to get recovery, keep in mind, you can get back up after relapse. But when you're playing with this fentanyl shit, man, you got to be careful, because even a week of clean time, and you go back and do what you think think you can still get your same tolerance, it'll kill you, right? You get the wrong bag of fentanyl, and you don't have the tolerance you think you do, it will kill you. That's how I overdosed twice. That's how I died twice. Both times I had a little bit of one time was like 10 days, one was like 30, but both times I died. Okay, so yeah, a higher power. It's important. It's everything, man. I like to call my higher power God. You can call it whatever you want, universe, spirit, whatever it takes, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to push anybody away by it's not religion. It's not. It's first of all, it's obvious. How else are we all still here, right? But call it what you want, man. Just get honest with it. Get honest with Him. Talk to Him. Don't ask for stupid shit. You know what I mean? Because that's not going to work. But when you're ready, and I hope you're ready now, want it. Because, addiction sucks. You're not having a good time. I wasn't having a good time. I was miserable. I've had every loss we could possibly suffer. I'm not going to start naming them all off. But, like I said, jails, institutions, and death, right? Well, I've been to all, okay? So, and the only thing that got me through it was God. I thought I didn't have faith. I did all along. God was with me all along. And then, but again, the thing of it is, God gave us free will, okay? So until you ask Him to intervene, He's not going to come down and save your life. You know what I mean? Because He's given you the gift of free will. As much as it can be a curse when we're running amok with it. it's still a gift. It's the most important gift he gave us because we'd be a bunch of robots otherwise, right? Okay, so know that, understand that, okay? Um, you know, devil, the devil and free will, and anyway, that's where the suffering and sickness comes from. But okay, so when I started to pray, like I said, I was still in that, I was still in full active addiction at that point. It was a few months before I went to detox, and I hadn't planned on it. It was literally a spur of the moment thing, but clearly I just my heart spoke out, and I asked God to show me my path, let me walk in His light, get me out of the darkness, and let me be the best version of me I could be. Okay. And that's all I asked for. And you know what? I felt a little bit lighter after that. And so the next night, did it again. Next night, did it again. Next night, did it again. So on and so forth, right? Well, over the course of the next couple of months, I found myself changing a little bit. And then, this last run was, I think, 7 years ago. I put like maybe 9 months together after I'd gone to jail again and went to a detox halfway house coming out of jail. So with 6 months in jail, I think I managed to put 9 months together. No, I had to be a little more than that. But anyway, it's some in the ballpark. I did not make it a year. I know that. I was shy of a year, maybe 11 months. Anyway, so after that, it's been 7. This last run lasted 7 years. I've been in active addiction basically 40 years, minus 11 months and maybe 6 months, in between, whatever. So a 7 straight year daily, 5 to 7 gram heroin, fentanyl habit, right? It's a pretty little habit, not easy to walk away from, right? But so I was still working, still making money, not paying bills, like just like I haven't for a long time. Somehow managed to work it off and skate by. But anyway, when I started praying, things started changing. I found myself sitting there, getting high, and I'm the type of addict when I start getting high like that. I was back to being alone at the house. I forget to go to bed, man. I don't go to sleep. I don't eat. You know what I mean? I lost a little weight. Feeling good. I put 35 pounds back on so far. In like 5 weeks. But yeah, man. At one point, I ended up in the hospital because my calves swelled up. Just ridiculous. And I go to the hospital not knowing why. And Doc and I were talking, and at one point he's like, "Do you go to bed? You look pretty tired." And I'm like, I just had to be honest with him. Like, no, I stay up, a few days at a time, whatnot. And I started, really thinking about it. And I wasn't going to bed for weeks at a time. And I hadn't laid down in bed. I'd literally been staying up all night, getting high, get 5 o'clock in the morning, going back, putting down the shit. And anyway, that's how bad it, that's how I get, right? So I know I was in bad shape at the end. But so I started talking to God. Again, I'm so over the map, forgive me. When I started talking to God, things started changing. I started wanting to get better. Didn't know how I could because I didn't think I could take the time off from work, but you think you're so indispensable. I finally took, a month off and, everything was just the same when I got back. Nothing fell apart. The world didn't stop turning, jobs got done, bills got paid. Not mine, but, no. Anyway, we're not that indispensable, okay? You got time, you know what I mean? You blink out there and 6 months, a year go by. What's a month, 6 months of detox, halfway house, further treatment, all that. Whatever you need, just get what you need. Anyway, it all starts with finding the higher power. I'm gonna try and slow down and pay attention here. Finding your higher power, talking to your higher power, asking Him to show you your path. God doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't make two people alike. Okay, every one of you out there, every one of us, has a true divine purpose in life. It's called being in alignment. If you can find that, your life changes amazingly, really, really fast, man. Really, really fast. And even before you find alignment, just find a conversation with your higher power. Have a conversation with God. Ask Him for help. With free will, you have to ask Him and invite Him into your life, okay? For me, it was, take my will. I give you governance of my will, my thoughts, my actions, my heart, my soul, because I needed that. When I'm in control, shit goes real bad, real fast, and stays that way for a real long time. I'm a hard-headed, drug addict, and, I stay out there till, way, yeah, I just stay out there, right? So, but again, because I asked Him into my life, and I asked Him to show me His light, show me my path, and to walk in His light, He did exactly that. He came into my life. I found myself sitting there trying to get high, and no, still getting high, I should say. But as I was, I'm randomly breaking out in tears and just not happy, not enjoying, not feeling high, not sick, but not not getting high like I was, just not wanting to put it down, being disgusted by it more. I was always disgusted, but I mean really, just what am I doing? So I started really getting to me, So I started praying a little more, and I'm getting these messages. You can be happy, you can have a great life, you got a purpose, but you got to put down that which is not serving you. Obviously, drugs. And so I decided to try and do the 3 day stay at home spin dry, right? Well, that didn't work so well because coming off of a 5 to 7 gram a day habit, you can't do that. You need help, right? So 2.5 days in, thank God I had the intervention of my landlord, so my truck hadn't moved, and called and asked if I was okay, and I'm like, I'm just trying to detox at home, and literally at that point, I hadn't had a drink of water in 2.5 days. It was just this like a half-inch thick film of nasty on the top of my mouth. Like I couldn't even speak. I barely speak now, but I literally could not speak. I mean, it was bad enough that he called an ambulance for me right away. And of course, I know the paramedic shows up. Somebody I know sent him away. 20 minutes later, the police showed up at the door, thank God, and came in and asked me, they come in, because I tried to refuse them. So they come in, make sure I was safe, came in, looked around, and, clearly there's just, crap everywhere, okay? So they're like, listen, we won't, we didn't see nothing if you just take a ride with the ambulance. I got puke all over myself, I'm nasty, you know what I mean? I'm, 2.5 days into a detox that I cannot handle. So they brought me to the hospital, and of course, drug dealer called while I'm in the hospital. So what did I do? Get up, walked out in pouring rain, Crocs on, pajamas on, whatever. Anyway, but the seed was planted, all right? Come home, and I'm like, the landlord literally told me if I didn't go to rehab, he's going to evict me. So I come home, and, I, got high, cleaned myself up. But I called Detox. I called High Point Brockton. And, they're awesome down there. If you're in the area, in Boston area, Massachusetts area, South Shore, North Shore, whatever, in Massachusetts, call them. If they don't have a bed for you, they'll help you find one. Women, they have men's, down there, but women call there too. Those, point you in the right direction and, get you a bed somewhere. Anyway, go there, go anywhere. Go Plymouth, visit the Tewksbury, it doesn't matter. Wherever, just have a conversation with higher power, want it, ask for help, okay? Let's get back to my papers. I don't keep going all over the place. So, when you have a conversation with higher power, surrender, okay? You can't do it alone. You would have by now. You know what I mean? You know that, right? We keep going because we're terrified of what it's going to take to get out of it. What position it's put you in, how do you climb out of that from where you're at, right? No, you need to get away, man. You need to get away. Get to a program, get to a detox, whatever. Get somewhere. Get yourself out of the shit that you're in. But it starts with talking to God, okay? Because He's the one that is going to save you. He'll pick you up. And if you're honest with Him, you mean it from the heart. Talk from the heart. Get yourself alone so you don't, don't gotta be tough guy, tough girl. That's, we know you're tough. You're still here. You're still alive. You're tough. If you're in addiction and you're alive, you're tough as fucking nails, right? We all, you got nothing to prove to nobody. You got a lot to prove to yourself. You know what I mean? You owe yourself a break, okay? God wants you clean. The devil wants you dead. Doesn't seem like much of a choice now, but my head's clear. I was real. Couldn't process that when I was still getting high, okay? So, surrender, okay? You got to turn your will over because our will runs amok. We're running amok, you know what I mean? You can't stop getting high while you're running amok. And it's getting long already. Okay, so ask Him, surrender, ask Him to show you His path, okay? Ask Him for your divine plan. He's got a divine plan for you. He's got a wonderful, amazing plan for you. And if you can get in alignment with that, alignment is finding His plan for you. And it takes a little while. Don't try and figure it out the first day. Just talk to Him to get you to a goddamn program, okay? Get in the program, continue talking to Him. Even if you take a few days off the first day, a couple days of detoxing, that's okay. Just get back in touch. And, if you can find that relationship with God, you will be healed. Before I was even anywhere near done detoxing, when I was literally just getting out of bed to eat and going right back to bed because I felt horrible. I make some plans. If you need MATs, medicated assisted treatment, call the DSP ahead of time. Make sure they got something for you. Make sure you get a plan in place, right? If you can, either way, they'll treat you, they'll help you. Whatever you're gonna do. So yeah, when you get to detox, Continue talking to God. Get a relationship. Find conscious contact with your higher power because it is everything. It will literally take the obsession away. I don't. This the one that's I've tried getting clean before. I've tried going through programs. I've been in halfway houses, graduated them, and the minute I got back on my own, the minute I was sitting with myself, I brought me with me. Okay, so I didn't have a relationship. I didn't have a higher power. I failed every time. Literally within days of leaving a halfway house, I'm getting high again. Okay, because I don't know how, 40. I don't know any other way to live. But now I don't have to because I turn my will over to God every day, and He takes the obsession away from me. And that's just the beginning, man. That happened before I even got to the CSS, the clinical stabilization part, right? I stayed about a month, just about a month. Um, and by the time I left there, man, I was happy as could be. I'm sitting in a room with 36 guys that are miserable, and you know what I mean? It's not. I was there for Christmas, New Year's. That should have been the worst experience, dude. It was the best Christmas I've ever had because I gave myself the gift of hope. God gave me the gift of hope. He restored I had faith all along. He restored hope in my heart, okay? Which immediately gave me joy. Like I was immediately seeing the good, so I started working, all right? Started reading, spiritual books. It's not about religion, it's about spirituality. It's about a personal relationship between you and God. It's everything, man. Give it a shot. You'll be amazed at how fucking powerful it is. What it will do, what He will do for you. He loves you, man. I love you, okay? That's why I'm doing these videos. He's done so much for me in a short period of time, like 5 weeks, that I'm committed. I've literally turned my life over to Him. More than likely going to quit my job on Monday, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know He's going to take care of me because my faith is that strong. The stronger your faith is, man, the more He's going to do for you, the quicker it's going to happen, okay? Just give it a shot, man. It's amazing. It is literally amazing. I wish I had better vocabulary to give you better words to explain what He's given me. He's given me a peace of soul. He's given me hope that I've never had, man. Not since I was a kid. My drug addiction stems from trauma, okay? Very early on in life, I had a lot of trauma. I was forced to grow up way before anybody should have to grow up. And again, I'm not asking for sympathy because you know what? There's people out there that got way, way worse than I am. I'm incredibly blessed. I've always been incredibly blessed. I've never been put in a situation that some people have. So, and if those of you have, I'm sorry, man. From my heart, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve it. It's not your fault. Yeah, but you got to heal that, all right? You got to learn to forgive yourself, forgive everybody, all right? Hate, fear, anxiety, it's all poison, man. God is love, okay? God is not vindictive. There's vindication in God, but He's not vindictive. There's no hate. There's no punishment. God is not punishing you for something you lack, something you did wrong. Okay, understand that. It's whether it's the devil, whether it's your own free will, whether it's the traumas you experienced that you haven't healed from, whether it's something somebody did to you. That's not God, man. That's it's an effect of free will. Our biggest gift and sometimes our biggest curse, right? Understand that. God is nothing but love, and when you find a relationship and you ask Him to help, He will show you the love. It's absolutely it's absolutely amazing. Like literally absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to make a second video because it's starting to get a little long. I'm not gonna get through half these points. But yeah, that's the important thing. Reach out, but start reaching out. Reach within. Reach within. Talk to God. Find your higher power, man. It is the most powerful tool in recovery you're ever going to find. Now, I'm not discounting anything else, man. Take everything, but it starts with God, okay? Look within, find your higher power, okay? And if you're out there and you're struggling, you need help, reach out, man. There's a lot of people out there looking to help, right? This has turned into an epidemic, so there's a lot of resources available, okay? And if you got nothing, you can't get anywhere else, leave me a comment. Like I say every video, man, I will do anything I can. If you're in my, whatever, wherever, just leave me a comment. If you're out there and you need something, I'll find some way to get somebody to you, okay? I will do anything and everything I possibly can. I promise you that. I promised God that I would. This is my life's mission, man. I'm so sick of addiction taken from all of us, trying to kill all of us, killing all of us, killing so many people I love, killing so many people you love. Your loved ones are praying that it doesn't kill you. So answer their prayers. Okay? You can be the answer to somebody's prayers. You can be the miracle. I want to be the conduit to which He does it, but you can be the miracle. Okay? Reach out, man. Reach out. Want better, do better, get better. Okay? Well, there's a lot more stuff I want to go over as far as how to get clean and whatnot. We'll make that another video. For now, that's enough. We made 20 minutes, and I hope you're still with me. Um, please like, subscribe, share. Please, if you know somebody in active addiction that might get something from one of these, please share it with them, okay? I'm not doing these so you people congratulate me. I'm trying to get this to the active addict suffering, alright? I want to kick addiction's ass. Help me do it. Share this with somebody that needs it, please. Thank you. God loves you. I love you. Be safe.